I thought, because as we already say, we have a mono economy, which hinges on oil. And once you touch oil, every other thing will be affected. I expected that in the same way, and you know things that go, first of all, with the removal of subsidies, transportation. Cost must go up. Because somebody who was buying fuel, petroleum for 195 naira, to buy it 500 or 600, the price will go down, and everybody will move. Whether you have your car, and even it affects more the common people who go by public transport. Because there was really no provision for this hike. Because the hike is atrocious, whether we like it or not. But like we said, instead of continuing this deep ocean of subsidy, let us come out. Or let us arrange what we come. First of all, I think of number one solution to it. What is the problem with our refineries? Why can't our refineries work? An individual Dangote was able to build a refinery alone. And Nigerian government couldn't revive the existing ones. And we are telling ourselves we are doing a giant of Africa. Where is the giant? If the refineries are refined, first of all, employment will come. The fuel will come down because you don't need to bring it out and bring it back. It's a fool you'll be telling that you get a product in your house, you export it, refine it, and bring that transportation alone. Flight, how much? Even if by ship. Cost is what? So what is on? Let the government tell us what is happening to our refineries. What happened to all the amount of money budgeted for it? Does it mean that these refineries can never come to life again? If he can, this is the time. Because if you take that money and refine and put the refineries in order, people will get work, fuel will be cheaper. Because we remove at least cost of exportation and bringing it back, importation. Then on the other side, also we have to look at the transportation of our people. What prevents the government from taking this money and maybe for every state, 20 buses. Every state, 20 buses. Plying the major streets in the state. The effect will touch every individual's little person. What of government getting something like other, maybe cars or shuttles or keke, those, and then give it out to individuals at a cheaper cost and they recover their money. People will get employment and things will be moving. And so many, then you talk of our education, agriculture. Because all these things we are talking about, including myself, who is here. If I do not eat one day or two, we will see the effect on me. Because all the struggles we make, first of all, is to eat and be alive. And you can only get it from the fruits of the ground, the farm and the rest. So agriculture. And when you do it, many people get job. Many people get job. And then we talk of health, other engagement. If we, as I said, if we put our refineries in order and they're working, the cost will come down. Then if we go into agriculture, we get more food. If we go into transportation, and it's very easy, as I said already, these ones are very easy to see the effect. Because if you tell me you are sharing 8,000 to 60 million families or whatever, how do I know that? How do I know it? But if you have given Anambra State 20 buses, how will we see it? If you have brought in keke, napebe, 1,000 or 100, we will see it. And the same thing, maybe motorcycles, maybe shuttle buses, those little things. Then people start, and then empower those who are farming. And also bring security to the farming areas. Because one thing is to have a farm, another thing is to be able to go to the farm. I overheard those security, they are now ready. They said they will do wonderful work. We pray that they do that. Especially making farming and farmland safe for people. Because as I said already, there is no way you can live your life without eating and that type of thing. The summary of my position is that, unfortunately, I would have expected the government to have put in place palliatives about this removal stuff before venturing into it. So that, because you look at, if you have a problem, look at the solution. Not you create problem and then you start to look around to look for solution. It will not work. I give you an example. There was a time the allowances we paid to workers and the rest of them, they came in for an increase in allowance. I said, okay, let us look at how we raise the money. Because there's no point in promising I will pay you 200,000 a month when there is no money to pay. At the end of the day, it will mean at the end of the month I tell you, oh, there is no money. So I have to work out. So I expected the same arrangement that all this time they were going up and down. Those who must govern Nigeria by all means, and they have all the answers. I was thinking that by that time they will be arranged, because like Buhari mentioned it, that he didn't want to remove the fuel subsidy before election, because if he removed that, Tinubu will not win. So they know they will remove it. And those who know, they know that it's not in the budget. So if they had worked and that they're removing this thing, what were they doing all along to arrange for solution? So that by this time now it will just be give and take. The subsidy has gone. Look at the way out. It took over a month and before they came out with any talking of idea how to do it. And they have come out with going back to the old order. I think Nigeria has serious problem. Going back to the old order of distributing. What are you distributing? Even if the money is given exactly to people, that money will lead nobody anywhere. There is nothing we start in life today with 50,000 naira. Because according to them, 8,000 for 6 months will come to about 48,000. And then, tell me what business or what venture one can do with that amount. And again, you don't know those who will get and those who will not get. Because we will hear some in paper, but on ground it's not happening. And so it is very clear that what we are saying is that let them know, those in authority, I mean the government, at all levels, let them know that they are dealing with human beings. The people they are talking to, they have their brains. And people you can deceive people for some time, but not forever. Let them think, and they think in the present circumstance. Otherwise, they seem to sound, they still belong to analog. We are already in the digital distance. For people to say, give them every month, you go and take care. It's just like buying an akara. Even akara, 8,000 a month will not serve a family. Only akara. Not to talk of food, oil, movement, and everything. So I think I have a feeling that the government, if it means well for our people, should rethink on how to use this money. Should think more on something that because you see, if you have now 20 buses plus here, everybody in Anambra, the rich and everybody will get access to it. And the people will get job. How many conductors, how many drivers, how many this, and then whatever little money they have in their hand will be meaningful. Because we must talk also of minimum wage again. Because as it stands now, there is nobody earning a salary in Nigeria who can manage, his salary can manage for 1 week. Because the jump in the high cost of things the spike is radical. Even if you are going to raise the cost of it, is always gradual, step back. But this one is somewhere. And I think I would suggest strongly, the government is trying her best, but their best is not enough at all. If this is what they have been telling us to take the position Nigeria, is not fair. And if the members of the House really mean they have come to serve the people and not themselves, let them not be part of, just like Okonkwo was told not to have a hand in the death of his Ikemefu. I'm telling them, let them not be partakers in this money. Otherwise, if they take that money, the poor people they have deprived, who are really in agony, their cries will get to God. They are sufficiently taken care of at this point in time. So let them, and this we, as I said, we give them a good age, give them a good recognition among the people. Because the people will see them, oh, they are thinking for us. But what they are doing now, they are thinking for themselves again. And if they continue with that arrangement to go and buy bulletproof cars, why people are not eating at all, not even Gary. If somebody to take smoke Gary, just Gary and water, that 8,000 will not do it. I continue saying it. And I will, if that money is given that way, then they know. My impression is that those who are chopping Nigerian money are again chopping it. Because there is no such thing, how to say. If you bring, how do I get people now? If you come to Awka here, how do I get those poor people? Because everybody is poor. I mean, people who are here. How do I assess it? And it can give room for manipulation. And the money was given to 220,000 people in Awka. At the end of the day, you find that it was not even given to up to 50 people. That is Nigerian situation. So I think as a word is sufficient for the wise. I believe my electoral position, I have been trying to sleep over this thing, ignore it, but it continues to come and come again, that I should speak up. And that's what I'm doing. If they want to act, if they get to anybody and it is interested, let something be done. And there should be, getting more ways. This, I continue saying, the only palliative that will work for the people, that is palliative you put in the system that is on ground. The transportation, electricity, water, health, all the improving on them. Once you do that, everybody, it will settle. But if you are talking of giving money, I don't even approve of 200,000 per family every month. It will not solve the problem. What I approve of, things that will make the people get something. So that gradually, they can now on their own get that 200 they are giving them by working. They are doing, if there is a keke man, before the end of the month, instead of getting 8,000, you may get about 38,000, and the keke will be on, life will be gone. If it's a taxi driver, the same thing. If it's a mason, everybody. If he goes to school to pay for electricity bill, it will be low. If he goes to pay school, it will be cheap enough. If he wants to buy food, it will be cheap enough, because the subsidy can now go to because when you give the farmers the produce enough, the subsidy will naturally come, but not cash. Say I said it today. Giving cash will never resolve anything. And giving cash will make room for more corruption, which is already endemic in this country. Let us, the slogan has been, 200 million earmarked to be given to the poor. We are no longer toy. First of all, they do mouth mark. They say it, and you hear they will give you 200,000. Oh, the next thing you hear it. What remains is what? I marked, seeing it being done. And the one we will see very easily is putting something, and I repeat, and I can never be tired of repeating it. Nigeria is the mono economy, and oil is there. And once you touch that oil, everything up. And the only way to checkmate this is to go to those things that are going up and start to bring them down. Bring them down. And as I said, number one being the refineries. Unless Nigerian refineries start working, we are where we are. And those who are chopping that money continue to do that. Even the Dangote thing, what does it mean? If we go by it will be monopoly again. Because if there's only one refinery in Dangote, he will just, whatever he says is the price will be the price. But if you have others, even sometimes you want to go to this refinery, what prevents Nigeria from getting engaged these module refineries? That are these little ones they are doing in the creeks. Get them and then get into a right contract, then they refine the crude oil. Take their what is their due. Government will take its own. But they go to destroying them. And destroying them, and then destroying them, and then destroying even the Nigeria, our own. And then only to promote one refinery. How do you control one refinery when it starts selling? When you have nothing to compare. Because if the modular refineries are bringing something, the refineries we have are bringing something, then Dangote refinery, then we start to compare. and be able to say, now, this is. But if it's mono, one person, we will even buy refined fuel, 1,000 naira per liter. It's still coming because whatever that one person says is what it will be taken. And that type of. So refineries, one. After that, we go to facilities that will help the people, get to everybody. Let it be 10 buses alone. Because if you have 2 big buses in Okana, one in Ekulobia, 2 in Nnewi, it will just see the simple, this coastal buses, Gonobiana brought out. It will help the workers. Because they pay a little money, they enter and go. There is nothing, there is no way, because the subsidy must be done, no. But it depends on where. It's not only on oil. You can subsidize agriculture. You can subsidize transportation. You can subsidize education, health, everything. But above all, do those things that will make room for employment. Because once there is employment, things will move for the better. But if there is no employment, because now you know very well somebody who is receiving money to just eat. No. So I think I have said it, all I want to say. I may have repeated myself, but I have no apologies. You know what I mean. What I mean, I feel in my heart of hearts. And I thank God for this opportunity of speaking. Because if I tell you I have been sleeping well, I may be deceiving, because each time it comes back again. And I say again, please, our senators, members of the House, they are not the poor ones of this country. If they belong to that category, then Nigeria has collapsed. It is no longer Nigeria is collapsed. It has collapsed. Let us not be this. Then Nigeria has collapsed. If the senators cannot feed, cannot move, and we know how they are carrying themselves. Even the president, the last time when he went to Lagos, he had over how many cars? Almost 100. Moving with one person. And they all filled. They have at least gasoline inside them. Is that how we are going to do it? They are saying we tighten our belts, you lose your own. You lose your own. So I still pray them to speak out, especially the opposition. PDP, where are they? NNPP, where are they? Labour Party, where are they? So they have already we are thinking that some messiahs are coming. So we are back to frying pan, thinking that new life will come. So everybody is looking for his stomach instead of the stomach of Nigerians. And well, let God help us. I believe God will help us and make them think for the betterment of things in this country.